Mathematics Paper 1, Non-Calculator, 2018. Answer all questions. You must show all your working. Total mark for this paper is 80, and it's a higher tier paper. Question number 1. Work out 2 1/7 plus 1 1/4. And question 1b. Work out 1 1/5 divided by 3/4. Give your answer as a mixed number in its simplest form. So to do that, I will change the mixed number 2 1/7 to an improper fraction. So it will be 2 times 7 plus 1. It gives you 15 divided by 7. 1 1/4. 1 times 4 plus 1 divided by 4. It gives you 5/4. So now we have is 15/7 times 5/4. We want the denominator to be 28, which is the lowest common multiple for 7 and 4. So we times by 4 is the same like times by 1. And we times by 7, and times by 7 is the same as times by 1. So 15 times 4 is 60. 7 times 4 is 28. 5 times 7 is 35. 4 times 7 is 28. Now the denominator is the same. We add the power 60 plus 35. It gives you 95. So your answer is 95/28. You can write it as 3 and 11/28. You look at the 28 times table. I've put it there for you. How many 28 goes into 95? So you do 95 divided by 28. How many 28 goes into 95? It goes in 3 times. Remainder 95 minus 84, remainder 11. For part B, 1 1/5, you change it to 1 times 5 plus 1. It gives you 6/5. So it becomes 6/5 divided by 3/4. You change the divide to a times, and you flip the fraction. It becomes 4/3. Change the divide to a times, and then you flip the fraction. Now, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So it's 2/5 times 4/1. 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. So it's 8/5. And you simplify it. 8 divided by 5 is 1 and 3/5. In a village, the number of houses and the number of flats are in the ratio 7:4. The number of flats and the number of bungalows are in the ratio 8:5. There are 50 bungalows in the village. How many houses were there in the village? So we'll lay it out like this. Houses is to flats. Flats is to bungalows. So there's 7 houses is to 4 flats. 8 flats is to 5 bungalows. Now, if we want to get 50, we times the number of bungalows by 10. So 5 times 10 is 50. We also times number of flats by 10. So 8 times 10 is 80. Now, what do we times 4 by to get 80? That's the key there. What do you times that 4 by to get 80? You times by 20. 4 times 20, it gives you 80. And you also times by 20 there. 7 times 20, it gives you 140. Now we see these two is the same, 80 and 80. So that means there will be 50 bungalows to 140 houses, because now we've made the flats the same, 80, 80. So 50 bungalows and 140 houses. Rene buys 5 kilograms of sweets to sell. She pays 10 pounds for sweets. Rene puts all the sweets into bags. She puts 250 grams of sweets into each bag. She sells each bag of sweets for 65 pence. Rene sells all the bags of sweets. Work out her percentage profit. First, we need to find the number of bags of sweets sold. It's 5 times 1,000, because 5 kilograms times 1,000 to change to grams, divided by 250. So it's the total mass of the bags divided by the mass of each bag. It gives you 20. So we times by 1,000 to change to grams. So 5 kilograms times 1,000, it gives you 5,000 grams. So that we can divide by 250. So there's 20 bags sold. So the number of bags sold times the cost for one bag. 20 bags sold, the number of bags sold times the cost for one bag. So 20 times 65 pence, it gives you 13 pounds. So your profit, or what they call markup, is the profit divided by the cost price times 100. The profit is 13 pounds minus 10 pounds which you paid. It gives you 3 pounds. So it's 3 pounds divided by 10 times 100%. It gives you 30% profit. Question number 4. A cycle race across America is 3,069.25 miles in length. Joan knows his average speed for his previous races is 15.12 miles per hour. For the next race across America, he will cycle for 8 hours per day. Estimate how many days Joan will take to complete the race. So when we want to estimate, we want to use numbers which are easier to work with without a calculator. So we want to change 3,069. This sign means approximately. We can change it to 3,000 miles, and that's the distance, approximately 3,000 miles. We want to change 15.12 miles per hour, which is the speed. We want to change it to approximately 15 miles per hour, and that gives us the speed, how fast. We use the formula to find time. We go into the formula on the right-hand side. Use this second one. Time is distance divided by speed. You cover the triangle. Time is distance divided by speed. The distance is 3,000. The speed is 15. 3,000 divided by 15 will give you 200 hours. What you do 30 divided by 15 is 2. And you have the 2 zeros. The number of days. The number of days now is the total number of hours divided by 8 hours per day. So these hours would cancel and you'll be left with days. So the total number of hours divided by 8 hours per day. So 200 divided by 8, it gives you 25. So it's 25 days. Joan trains for the race. The average speed he can cycle at increases. It is now 16.27 miles per hour. How does this affect your answer to part A? Now the speed has increased. If you go faster, you will take less time, so less days required. He will complete, or you can say he will complete in a shorter period of time. If you're going faster, from 15.2 miles per hour to 16.2 miles per hour, so you're going faster. And when you go faster, you take less time, less days, or you complete in a shorter time. Question number 5. Here is a solid square-based pyramid, VABCD. The base of the pyramid is a square of side 6 centimeters. The height of the pyramid is 4 centimeters. M is the midpoint of BC and VM is 5 centimeters. Draw an accurate front elevation of the pyramid from the direction of the arrow. From the direction of that arrow, what you can see is a triangle. And it's an isosceles triangle. So if you're standing there, you put your eyes there, what you see is a triangle. And the triangle has a base of 6 centimeters and a height of 4 centimeters. That's what you would see. Part B, work out the total surface area of the pyramid. The pyramid has got 4 triangles and 1 square base. So I've colored the triangle in pink. So the area of the pink triangle, area of a triangle is base times the height divided by 2. The base is 6, the height is 5. So 6 times 5 is 30 divided by 2 is 15. So one triangle is 15 centimeters squared. For 4 triangles, is 4 times 15 is 60 centimeters squared. Now the area of the yellow square at the bottom, area of a square is base times height, 6 times 6, which is 36. So the total surface area is the 60 centimeters for the 4 triangles plus the 36 for the rectangle. That gives you 96 centimeters squared. And for those who like using a formula, surface area formula, using the length of the sides of the base and the slant height, surface area is given by 2 times the base length times the slant height plus the base squared. So 2 times 6 times 5 plus 6. So 2 times 6, which is the length of one of the sides, times 5, which is the slant height, and times 6 squared. And that will give you 60 plus 36. It gives you 96 centimeters squared. Question number 6. A pattern is made from 4 identical squares. The sides of the squares are parallel to the axis. Point A has coordinates 6, 7. Point B has coordinates 38, 36. Point C is marked on the diagram. Work out the coordinates of point C. So when you look at the diagram, you want to find this from one end to the other end, which is the 38 minus 36. It gives you 32. From the top to the bottom, 36 minus 7, it gives you 29. And if it is 32, each of these would be 8, 1, 8, 8, 8, 8. And then from there now, it helps you now to be able to work out the coordinates. So you find the width or height of the diagram. The width is 32 and the height is 29. Find the length of each side of the square. 32 divided by 4, it gives you 8. So each one is 8 because there's 4 of them. 32 divided by 4 gives you 8. Find half the width of the diagram, or you can do 32 divided by 2. It gives you 16 each. And find the coordinate, find the x coordinate. X coordinate given by 6 plus 2 times 8, which is 22. And find the y coordinate, 36 minus 2 times 8, it gives you 20. Question number 7. Shape T is reflected in the line x equals to minus 1 to give shape R. And shape R is reflected in the line y equals to minus 2 to give shape S. Describe the single transformation that will map shape T to shape S. So we want to go from T to S. It's a reflection in the line y equals to minus 1. So that gives us shape R. And then from there, shape R is reflected on the line y equals to minus 2 to give shape S. So that's the process. T to R and then R to S. And we want to describe the single transformation. If you look at the blue guidelines I have drawn, this 1, 2, those lines pass through this center point. So the center is minus 1, 2. And if you see here, the top there becomes the bottom here. So the top there becomes the bottom there. And then this side becomes that side. So what is happening is it's either a rotation 180 degrees, the center is minus 1, 2, or an enlargement about this center, minus 1 over 2, and the scale factor is minus 1 because it's on the other side of the center.